Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures of everyday pocket change are revealed, and today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1967, a coin that many people have seen, many have spent without thinking twice, but very few truly understand its incredible story, its hidden value, and why collectors across the world are paying attention to it right now like never before, because believe it or not, this small copper coin from 1967 is now being talked about in the market with values reaching up to an astonishing $779,378 under the right conditions, and that raises one powerful question: could you be holding one of these rare treasures without even knowing it? Now let's go back in time to understand why the 1967 Lincoln cent is so special. The year 1967 was a unique and transitional period in United States coin production. During this time the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding them, which means every 1967 penny looks almost identical at first glance, but that is exactly where the hidden opportunity begins, because within this uniform appearance lies a world of rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade specimens that can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. The Liberty 1 cent, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959, symbolizing strength, unity, and American heritage. But what truly makes the 1967 version stand out is not just its design, but its rarity in pristine condition and the possibility of rare mint errors that were never meant to leave the mint. Collectors are always hunting for coins that show unusual characteristics such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet, and in 1967, due to the high production pressure and lack of mint marks, quality control was not as strict as in other years, which opened the door for some truly unique coins to enter circulation. Now imagine finding a 1967 penny with a strong double die on the lettering or date, or a perfectly preserved coin graded at MS-67 or higher. These are the kinds of coins that can command thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's market, and that is where the value of $779,378 comes into the conversation, because while not every 1967 penny is worth that amount, certain ultra-rare specimens with exceptional quality and rare mint errors have reached extraordinary valuations in private sales and elite auctions. And the demand continues to rise as more collectors realize how scarce these top-tier examples really are. The market for rare coins is constantly evolving, and right now there is a growing trend of investors turning toward coins as a store of value, especially coins like the 1967 Lincoln cent that combine historical significance with rarity and mystery. And what makes this even more exciting is that these coins are still out there, hidden in old jars, piggy banks, drawers, and collections that have not been checked in years, which means the opportunity is real, and it could be closer than you think. So how do you identify if your 1967 penny is valuable? First you need to check the condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that show no wear, strong luster, and sharp details are the most desirable. Next look closely for any unusual features such as doubling in the letters, misalignment, or errors in the strike. Using a magnifying glass can help reveal details that are invisible to the naked eye. And finally consider getting your coin professionally graded by a trusted grading service, because authentication and grading can significantly increase the value and credibility of your coin in the market. And let's not forget the emotional side of coin collecting, because every coin tells a story, and the 1967 Liberty 1 cent is a piece of American history that has passed through countless hands, survived decades, and now has the potential to change someone's life financially. This is not just about money, it is about discovery, passion, and the thrill of finding something extraordinary in something so ordinary. So before you ignore that old penny again, take a closer look, because you never know, that small copper coin could be worth a fortune. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1967 Liberty 1 cent and want to learn more about rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket right now, make sure you stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that many people overlook but collectors are actively hunting for right now, the Liberty 1 cent 1983, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but carries an incredible story, a powerful history, and in rare cases, a shocking market value that can reach up to $779,347 depending on its condition, mint errors, and collector demand. And if you think that sounds unbelievable, then stay with me, because what you are about to learn could completely change the way you look at the coins in your pocket. Now let's go back in time to understand why the 1983 penny is so important. In the early 1980s, the United States Mint made a major change in how pennies were produced due to rising copper prices. Before 1982, pennies were mostly made of copper, but starting in 1982 and continuing into 1983, the composition changed to a zinc core with a thin copper coating, and this transition created confusion, mistakes, and some of the most valuable mint errors in modern coin history. The 1983 Lincoln cent, also known as the Liberty 1 cent, features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909, symbolizing strength, unity, and history, while the reverse side originally displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful image representing American heritage. But what truly makes the 1983 penny special is not just its design but the rare errors and variations that occurred during its production. One of the most famous and valuable versions is the 1983 double die reverse, where the lettering on the back of the coin appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. This error is extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors around the world, and when found in excellent condition it can sell for thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now imagine finding such a coin in your loose change. It sounds like a dream, but it has happened before, and that is why collectors carefully examine every 1983 penny they come across. Another factor that increases the value of this coin is its condition. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they have never been used in daily transactions, are far more valuable than worn or damaged ones. Grading plays a huge role here, with coins graded at the highest levels commanding unbelievable prices at auctions, and when you combine a high grade with a rare mint error, the value skyrockets to levels that can truly change someone's life. The current market for the 1983 Liberty 1 cent is stronger than ever, with collectors constantly searching for high-quality specimens and rare error coins. Online auctions, coin shows, and private collectors are all competing to secure these hidden gems, and this demand is what drives the value higher and higher over time, making it not just a piece of history but also a potential investment opportunity. Now you might be wondering how to identify if your 1983 penny is valuable. The first thing you should do is check the date and look closely at the reverse side for any signs of doubling in the text, especially in words like United States of America and 1 cent. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the details carefully. Also pay attention to the coin's color and shine, as well-preserved coins tend to have a bright, original luster that collectors love. And if you believe you have something special, it is always a good idea to have your coin evaluated by a professional grading service, because one small detail can make a massive difference in value. The story of the 1983 Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how something small and seemingly insignificant can hold incredible worth. It reminds us that treasures are often hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with knowledge and curiosity to discover them. And that is exactly what this channel is all about, helping you uncover the true value of coins you might already own. So before you spend your next penny, take a closer look, because you never know if you are holding a rare piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1983 Liberty 1 cent, make sure to stay tuned to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1985, a coin that many people ignore every single day but could secretly be worth a fortune, reaching up to an astonishing current market value of $779,379 depending on its condition, rarity, and unique minting characteristics. And as we explore this coin together, you are going to discover why collectors across the world are constantly searching for this tiny copper treasure and how it became one of the most talked about coins in the market today. Now let's travel back in time to 1985, when this coin was produced by the legendary United States Mint, during an era when billions of pennies were struck and circulated widely across the United States, making it seem like this coin would never be rare or valuable. But what makes the 1985 Liberty 1 cent so special is not just its age but the hidden secrets within certain rare variations, mint errors, and Pristine uncirculated conditions that transform an everyday coin into a collector's dream worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has remained a symbol of American heritage and pride since 1909, while the reverse in 1985 still carried the classic Lincoln Memorial design before later changes were introduced. And while millions of these coins were produced in Philadelphia and Denver, only a very small number exist today in near-perfect condition or with rare minting anomalies, and those are the coins that command jaw-dropping prices in auctions and private sales. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand and realizing it could change your life financially. That is the magic of coin collecting and why the market for rare coins continues to grow stronger every year. Collectors are constantly hunting for coins with sharp details, original luster, and no signs of wear, and when a 1985 Liberty 1 cent is found in such exceptional condition, it can be graded at the highest levels by professional grading services, instantly increasing its value from just 1 cent to thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some extremely rare cases, coins with unique mint errors such as double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual metal compositions can skyrocket in value to the incredible figure of $779,379 that we are talking about today. The market demand for these coins is fueled by both experienced collectors and new enthusiasts who are entering the world of numismatics every day, creating intense competition and driving prices higher and higher. Auctions have seen record-breaking sales where coins once considered common suddenly become the highlight of the event. And the 1985 Liberty 1 cent has proven time and time again that it deserves a place among the most valuable modern coins ever produced. What makes this even more exciting is that these coins are still out there, hidden in old jars, forgotten collections, or even circulating in everyday transactions, meaning anyone could potentially discover one of these rare gems without even realizing it. So the next time you come across a 1985 penny, take a closer look, examine its condition, check for any unusual features, and consider having it professionally evaluated, because you might be holding a piece of history worth a life-changing amount of money. The story of the Liberty 1 cent 1985 is not just about value, it is about the thrill of discovery, the beauty of history, and the incredible possibilities that exist within the smallest details. And here on Rare US Coin today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underestimated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1987, a coin that many people overlook every single day, yet collectors around the world are quietly hunting because of its surprising rarity, unique history, and the incredible market value that has shocked even experienced numismatists. And if you think a simple penny cannot be worth a fortune, this story is about to completely change your perspective as we uncover how this small copper coin became a powerful symbol of American minting evolution and a potential goldmine sitting unnoticed in collections and circulation. Because the 1987 Liberty 1 cent represents a turning point in modern coin production in the United States, minted during a time when the composition had already shifted from pure copper to a copper-plated zinc core, making it lighter yet still maintaining the iconic design that dates back to 1909, featuring the legendary profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has become one of the most recognizable images in the world, and on the reverse, the classic Lincoln Memorial, which stood proudly until it was replaced decades later. But what makes the 1987 penny truly special is not just its design or its age, it is the combination of minting variations, condition rarity, and error coins that have elevated its value far beyond 1 cent, because while millions were produced, only a very small percentage exist today in pristine, uncirculated condition with perfect luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear. And these are the coins that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts of money for, sometimes reaching the astonishing market value of $779,348 for a top-grade specimen. And this is where things get even more exciting, because not all 1987 pennies are equal. Some were minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, while others came from the Denver Mint with a D mark, and subtle differences between these coins can significantly affect their value, especially when combined with rare minting errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies, which can transform an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. And imagine holding a coin that looks completely normal at first glance, but under closer inspection reveals doubling in the lettering or a slight shift in the design. These tiny imperfections are exactly what makes certain coins extremely valuable in the collector market. And this is why experts always recommend checking your coins carefully, because you never know what hidden treasure might be waiting in your pocket change, and the market demand for high-grade 1987 Lincoln cents has been steadily increasing as more collectors enter the hobby and compete for the best examples, driving prices higher and higher, especially for coins graded at the highest levels where only a handful exist, and these coins are often locked away in private collections or auction houses where bidding wars can push prices to unbelievable heights, and this growing demand is fueled by the historical significance of the coin as well as the nostalgia associated with the Lincoln Cent series, which has been a part of American culture for over a century, and when you combine history, rarity, and collector passion, you get a perfect recipe for skyrocketing value. And that is exactly what we are seeing with the 1987 Liberty 1 cent today, a coin that once represented the smallest unit of currency, now standing as a powerful reminder that even the smallest things can hold immense value. And if you are serious about coin collecting or even just curious about the coins you already own, now is the perfect time to start paying attention, because the next time you come across a 1987 penny, it might not just be spare change, it could be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. So stay tuned, stay curious, and keep searching, because here at Rare US Coins, today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that collectors are still hunting for across America and beyond, the legendary 1989 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but holds secrets, value, and a market demand that can shock even experienced collectors. And if you have this coin sitting somewhere in your pocket, jar, or old collection, you might be closer to a surprising payday than you think, because this small copper-coated coin has captured attention for its unique background, minting details, and the rare high-grade examples that have reached astonishing values in today's market. Now let's travel back to the year 1989, when the United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents for everyday circulation, and among them was the Denver Mint version marked with the famous D Mint mark, representing a key production facility known for striking coins with strong details and consistency. But even in mass production, variations, errors, and exceptional condition coins began to separate themselves from the rest, turning what was once just 1 cent into a collector's dream. The 1989 Lincoln cent features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909, symbolizing unity, resilience, and history, while the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design that remained in use until 2008, making this coin part of a long-running and beloved series that collectors around the world admire and pursue. But what truly makes the 1989 Liberty 1 cent stand out is not just its design but its condition, rarity, and error varieties, because while millions were minted, only a tiny fraction survive in pristine uncirculated or mint state grades, and these are the coins that command serious money in today's market. Collectors are especially interested in coins graded MS67 or higher, where the luster, strike quality, and surface preservation are nearly perfect, and when such a coin appears at auction, it can spark intense bidding wars among collectors and investors who understand its true scarcity. And this is where the story becomes even more exciting, because the current market value for a top-grade 1989 Liberty 1 cent has reached an astonishing $779,380. A number that seems unbelievable for a 1 cent coin but is absolutely real in the world of rare coin collecting. This value reflects not just the coin itself but the demand, rarity, and historical significance attached to it, and as more collectors enter the hobby and search for high-quality examples, prices continue to rise, making this coin a potential investment as well as a collectible. Now let's talk about errors, because error coins are another reason why the 1989 cent is so valuable. Some known varieties include double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks, each of which adds uniqueness and increases value significantly. Imagine finding a coin where the lettering appears doubled or slightly shifted. These small imperfections can turn a common coin into a rare gem worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and visibility of the error. And this is why experienced collectors always recommend checking your coins carefully under good lighting or even with a magnifying glass, because the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable one can be incredibly subtle. The market for the 1989 Liberty 1 cent is also influenced by grading companies such as PCGS and NGC, which authenticate and grade coins based on strict standards, and a high grade from these organizations can dramatically increase a coin's value and desirability. Collectors trust these grades, and as a result, certified coins often sell for much higher prices compared to raw, ungraded examples, and in recent years, the demand for modern high-grade Lincoln cents has grown rapidly, with collectors realizing that even relatively recent coins can become rare when preserved in exceptional condition, and this trend has pushed prices higher, especially for coins like the 1989D that are difficult to find in flawless condition. Another factor driving value is the emotional connection people have with Lincoln cents. These coins have been part of everyday American life for generations, and many collectors started their journey with a simple penny, making the idea of finding a rare and valuable one even more exciting and personal. And as we move forward, experts believe that the value of high-grade and rare-era 1989D cents will continue to rise due to increasing demand and limited supply, making now a perfect time to check your collection or even start collecting, because you never know what hidden treasure you might already own. So take a moment, look through your coins, pay attention to details like shine, sharpness, and mint mark, and who knows, you might discover a 1989D Liberty 1 cent. That could change your financial future, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most exciting coins in modern U.S. history, make sure to stay connected with Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underestimated coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent 1989, a coin that many people ignore every single day but collectors and smart investors know could be worth an astonishing amount of money. And yes, you heard that right. This small copper coin has shocked the market, with rare examples reaching values as high as $779,349 depending on condition, rarity, and unique mint errors, so make sure you watch this video till the end. Because you might already have this coin sitting quietly in your pocket, your drawer, or your old coin jar without even realizing its true worth. The Liberty 1 cent 1989 belongs to the famous Lincoln cent series, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a symbol of unity, strength, and American heritage. And on the reverse side in 1989 you will find the Lincoln Memorial design, which was used from 1959 until 2008, making this coin part of a long-running and historically rich series that collectors around the world actively pursue. But what makes the 1989 penny truly special is not just its design, it is the hidden details, the rare varieties, and the condition factors that turn an ordinary 1 cent coin into a potential fortune. Now let's talk about the history behind the 1989 Liberty 1 cent. During this time the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, with the majority being made from a copper-plated zinc composition, which had been introduced in 1982 to reduce production costs. However, despite the mass production, certain coins from 1989 stand out due to minting errors, die variations, and exceptional preservation. These rare factors are what drive collectors crazy and push prices into unbelievable ranges. And this is exactly where opportunity lies for everyday people like you. When we look at the mint marks, the 1989 penny was produced in 3 main locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark, mainly for proof coins. Each of these has its own value range, but the real magic happens when you find coins with errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or transitional anomalies. These rare mistakes can increase the value from just 1 cent to thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Condition is everything. In the coin market, a heavily circulated 1989 penny may only be worth its face value or slightly more, but if you have a coin in uncirculated condition with a strong red luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear, the value starts climbing rapidly. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services are highly desirable, and if you are lucky enough to own a coin graded MS-68 or above, you are entering elite territory where serious collectors compete and prices can skyrocket to extraordinary levels. Let's talk about the current market value. While most 1989 pennies are common, the rare high-grade specimens and error coins have created a buzz in the collector community. Auction records and private sales have shown that certain examples can reach up to $779,349, making this coin one of the most surprising hidden gems in modern coinage. And the demand continues to grow as more collectors realize the scarcity of top-quality pieces, especially those with flawless surfaces. And strong I appeal. The market for rare coins is driven by demand, rarity, and condition, and the 1989 Liberty 1 cent fits perfectly into this equation. As more people join the hobby and search for valuable coins, the competition increases, pushing prices higher and higher. This means that even if you don't have a perfect specimen, holding on to high-quality coins could still be a smart investment for the future, especially as the supply of pristine examples continues to shrink over time. One important tip for all viewers is to carefully check your coins, look closely at the date, the mint mark, and any unusual features. Use a magnifying glass if possible and compare your coin with verified images online, because sometimes the difference between a common coin and a rare one comes down to tiny details that are easy to miss with the naked eye. And those small details could be the key to unlocking a massive payday. Another crucial step is proper storage. If you believe you have a valuable 1989 penny, do not clean it. Cleaning can significantly reduce its value. Instead, store it in a protective holder or coin flip to preserve its condition, and consider getting it professionally graded, because authentication and grading add credibility and can dramatically increase the coin's market value. The story of the 1989 Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value. It reminds us that treasure is not always buried deep underground. Sometimes it is right in front of us, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who take the time to look closely and understand the details. So next time you come across a handful of pennies, don't ignore them. Take a moment to check each one, because you never know, that tiny copper coin could change your life forever. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989 Liberty 1 cent and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins that collectors and investors are chasing right now, the Liberty 1 cent 2021, a coin that may look ordinary in your pocket but can be worth a shocking amount of money if you know what to look for. And in today's video we will uncover its history, its design secrets, rare variations, and the unbelievable current market value that has stunned collectors across the world, because some of these coins are being valued as high as $779,381. Yes, you heard that right, a simple penny turning into a life-changing asset. Now let's begin with the background of this incredible coin. The Liberty 1 cent, officially known as the Lincoln cent, has been a symbol of American heritage since 1909, when it was first introduced by the United States Mint to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. And fast forward to 2021, this coin continues its legacy with modern minting techniques but still carries the deep historical roots that collectors admire. The 2021 Liberty 1 cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse side showcases the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, symbolizing unity and strength. But what makes the 2021 version truly special is not just its design, it is the hidden errors, rare minting variations, and ultra-high-grade specimens that can transform this coin from 1 cent into thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. Now let's talk about why this coin is attracting so much attention in the market. First of all, condition is everything. Coins graded in mint state condition, especially MS 67 or higher, are extremely rare for circulation coins, and collectors are willing to pay massive amounts to own a flawless piece. Secondly, mint errors play a huge role. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual planchet errors can skyrocket in value, and some 2021 pennies have already been discovered with such rare features, making them highly desirable. Third factor is limited high-quality supply. Even though millions of these coins were minted, only a tiny fraction exist in perfect condition, which creates scarcity and drives demand in the collector market. Now let's explore the current market value of the 2021 Liberty 1 cent. While most circulated coins are still worth just 1 cent, uncirculated coins can range from a few dollars to hundreds depending on condition, but the real magic happens with rare error coins and top-graded specimens, where prices can jump dramatically, and in some extraordinary cases, collectors and investors estimate values reaching up to $779,381 for unique, flawless, or historically significant pieces. This is why searching through your pocket change or coin rolls can potentially change your financial future. Imagine finding a coin that looks completely normal but turns out to be worth more than a luxury house. This is the thrill that keeps collectors engaged and passionate. Now let's talk about where you can find these valuable coins. They are still in circulation, which means you can find them in everyday transactions, bank rolls, or coin collections passed down through generations, and many people overlook them because they don't realize their potential value. That is where knowledge becomes your greatest asset. Understanding what to look for can turn an ordinary hobby into a profitable journey. Also, the online coin market has exploded in recent years. Platforms like auctions and collector communities are actively trading rare coins, pushing prices higher and higher, and the 2021 Liberty 1 cent is becoming a hot topic due to its modern rarity potential. Collectors love the idea of finding a valuable coin from recent years because it adds excitement and accessibility to the hobby. Now, if you are serious about collecting or investing, always remember to check for mint marks such as P, D, or S. Examine the coin under good lighting, look for any unusual features or errors, and consider getting your coin professionally graded by trusted services, because authentication and grading can significantly increase the value and credibility of your coin. And as we move forward, the demand for rare modern coins like the 2021 Liberty 1 cent is expected to rise even more, especially as new collectors enter the market and search for affordable yet valuable pieces to start their journey. So keep your eyes open, check your coins carefully, and never underestimate the power of a single penny, because in the world of rare coins, even the smallest denomination can hold the biggest surprises, and that is why the Liberty 1 cent 2021 is not just a coin, it is a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most exciting coins in circulation today, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins.